And a very good evening, everybody. I'm John Cole. Busy Thursday. Here we go. First, good news. The Lady Tetons with their biggest win of the season. That is for certain. They rallied to beat Bismarck State 9-7. They had a 6-run fourth. The big blow, Alexi Stallman, 3-run bomb. Bismarck came back to tie it up at 7-7. In the sixth, Georgia Ballard. She's a catcher from Australia. She nailed a big 2-run double. That made it 9-7. Poppy Carmen made it stand up. She came in relief. She popped a homer. They won two. She went 2 for 3, and they played very, very well. Then they had to take on Dawson, the top seed, and fell to the Lady Bucks 10-1. They did it in 5, and Sophie Thatcher, who is from Butte, nailed a grand slam in that uprising. So the Tetons tomorrow at 10 a.m. will take on the loser of tonight's Miles Community Dakota County game. We can tell you Dakota County beat Lake Region 9-7. So hats off to the Lady Tetons. We've been telling you all the so-called spring. They're a much improved team from a year ago. Now, the baseball Tetons will host Dawson on Saturday at Offutt Stadium in the Mondac Conference playoffs. Now, one of the keys to the team's success this year has been their pitching. And here's 2 of their aces on their success on the hill.
Just doing my thing, attacking the strike zone, getting ahead in counts right away. Just trusting my stuff. I'm working hard in the whole offseason and just prepared for this moment.
You attack. When you go out and have the ball in your hand, you attack those hitters.
I just feel confident with all my pitches. I can command 5 pitches, my 4-seam, 2-seam, changeup, slider, and curveball. I'm just really confident in dropping first pitch strike with any of those pitches.
Big jump for your freshman year.
Oh, for sure. You can see that my strikeouts have really gone up, and really controlling base runners on, limiting walks, as well as keeping runs off the board with a lower ERA compared to last year.
I've just done my job of throwing strikes and just letting the batters get themselves out and let my defense make plays behind me. I've had a good defense behind me to make a lot of plays, and offense has been swinging it well enough to get us some wins. So
the better you pitch, the more success you had, right?
Yeah. Some of the games it's been rough with the hitting and had to just keep the other team to as low runs as possible, but just throwing strikes and just letting got themselves out.
What do you think this club is going to do to be successful and hopefully get onto the World Series?
Definitely got to swing it a little better than we have. Bats got to show up. Pitchers just got to limit walks and let our defense make plays behind them.
All righty, we hope they can get to that World Series. Action will be played at Offutt Stadium. Once again, Offutt Stadium beginning at 1 p.m., 2 9-inning games. If a third is needed, they will play on Sunday. Not a good outing at all for the Coyotes. Dickinson jumped out to a 6-0 lead, and then they ended up winning 17-1. The Finders boys will not be too happy. Their team kicked the ball around in Game 1, 7 errors, and it was a tough outing in Game 2 as well, a 10-run rule. So Dickinson, who they just saw last Friday in the non-conference matchup, they were ready for the Coyotes. They take 2 at home. Softball, Dickinson came here for softball. They beat Williston 4-3 and 12-4. So Dickinson had our number today. Tennis, Paul Kristen's club, another old Coyote. He beat his old team. Mandan takes out Williston at home 6-3. Coyote All-State football player Isaiah St. Romain said on Twitter today that he's committed to play football at that powerhouse in Fargo, NDSU. We congratulate him. Of course, only a junior, also a standout basketball player named to the All-State team this winter. So he is headed to Fargo to play for the Bison. And in heaven, Tyler Jangula's got a smile on his face. So how about that? All right, in the American League today, the Twins got out of Chicago with a win. They beat them 7-3 in 12. Correa and Buxton have home runs. If this Twins team is going to get to the postseason, those 2 guys have got to get it done. They did. The Lakers blowing out Golden State. Golden State blowing out the Lakers 108-80. So holy cow, that's a shocker. National Hockey League. Panthers showing Toronto why they beat the Bruins. They beat them 3-2. They're up in the series 2-0, and Dallas leads Seattle. Let's take a timeout on First News at 10.